going on, everybody? What's happening? How's it going? I am Bird Dog John, back at it again for another show here on Bird Dog Live. So, hope you brought your questions. Bring your friends. What's going on, Bursky? How are you? I just need to check the volume here. I think last week my music was a little bit loud, or Tuesday. So let's have a quick look at the stream and see what we got going on, and then I can get on with it. Currently live. Come on. Okay, that sounds all right. You let me know what the levels are like. I can turn down the tunes more or turn up my microphone a little bit. I want to make sure I'm not having internet problems. Apparently it looks like I might be. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. I'll keep it up here. Restream seems to have problems, and I've had internet issues actually around this time yesterday, so here's hoping that that's not the case. I will put this on my phone and watch this as my confidence monitor over my Wi-Fi. Cool. Alrighty. So I hope you guys are well. It says we've got lots of people inside the show, so that's cool. Thanks for everybody joining me on Twitch. For those of you out on Facebook, how's it going? Hey Don. How are you, man? And let me pull up the Facebook feed real quick. It doesn't actually show me my chat for some reason. There we go. Alright, I'm just going to mute this. Excellent. Alrighty. So I hope you're well. Whoa, bunch of people. That's cool. Let me know you're here. There is a lot going on this week, and the past 48 hours has been like just pure Zoom support meetings. So all with guys all over the world. So I just got off of one, which is why we have a late start today of 5 minutes, and I think I've got more. I guess I need to check what is going on here. Let me jump into the help desk. Lots of new tickets overnight. That's fun. Thanks, guys. Job security, I guess. But not if I can't answer them all. Okay, so I can close this down. Woo! Yeah, that's a lot of activity. Cool. All right, so I hope you're well. There are a bunch of folks in here, so thanks for joining along. Feel free to jump in the chat. I'm happy to talk to you about whatever issues you got going on, questions, NDI networking, all that stuff. The as you can see, my office is getting crowded with boxes. Those are just repairs and things going on that I need to make decisions on and ship them out or whatever. So lots going on there, and that's something that we're quickly trying to deal with. Whoa, what's going on? Okay, I have a question. I've had an issue that when I have 2 to 3 NDI bird dogs 1080-60p, my image was stuttering. For 2 or 3 months, I found that the NIC can't handle more than 600 megabits inbound. When I enable flow control on NIC or fixed switches, issue is gone, and even anti-cracking is gone. The question is it because I had disabled flow control, and is that required? And how are NDI sources synchronized together? Thanks. Enabling flow control on Ubiquiti doesn't help them. So, flow control is, I believe, in the new tech guidelines. I have this PDF like network NDI network requirements. That's download it again for the 10th time. Whoops. Music lower will do. All right. Hopefully that's better. What's going on, Sherman? So, flow control is enabled or set as asymmetrical when you're using TCP data transfers on NDI prior to 3.4. Whoa, I just swallowed an ice cube. But flow control is a is like a packet shaping option. So it may have been, what might have been happening was the packets were basically piling up and at the switch level and not able to get across in time. They were still coming across, but just coming across too slow. And part of the reason is, I won't say some switches, but there are certain, it seems that there are certain levels of switches that just can't handle the fire hose that is NDI. And so, yeah, if you have, 3 sources, 3 bird dogs, you're running close to 400 megabits, and then you add another, you're going to be somewhere in the 500 megabit range, Okay. So if your computer that you're viewing that on is kind of topping out at a constant flow rate of 600 megabits, which quite honestly for a 1 gig NIC card, that's probably like expected. So if you're topping out at that, and then whatever else it is that if you're streaming off of this machine, if you're pushing it in some other fashion, you're adding up additional NDI streams, then for sure there's probably a good chance that your NIC card can't handle it, or it's actually backing up at the switch level of the network, and the switch can't get everything through on time. So real-time media is a very interesting way of doing networking, because essentially you're gonna have to, everything has to arrive instantaneous. Like there's no time to wait, right? So if you do have to wait for any frames, then you're on to the next one already. Like video is like that. So I suspect that what is happening is packets are backing up somewhere. If the NIC card's not able to handle it, that's a pretty easy one. But if you enable flow control on the network level of the switch, there may be a switch issue in terms of being able to process that much data. The switch might tap out at 400 or 500 megabits per second. It'll say like, oh, through, packet throughput, yada yada yada, I can do up to 16 gigs, but the silicone can't. Like that's the thing, is the ports are all gigabit ports, or maybe they're 10 gig ports, but that's not the case, in terms of what the switch can actually process on a constant basis. Well, UDP is just a flow control. I'm sorry, UDP is just a one-way street. It's a unicast protocol, but it's not necessarily better. It doesn't change the fact that you still need bandwidth for like 120 megabits a second. But it does quiet the extra traffic, the confirmation packets coming back, which, reduces stability in some respects, but is better in terms of, yes, there's not as much data going, there's not as much as TCP. When you get like, especially, you know, Necrotic, Unify, Netgear, you know, there's a handful of these companies that when you get to a certain amount with them, we're talking about load balancing. We're not talking about, you know, we're not trying to overload it. And I haven't tested a Microtik switch, so I don't know, but I suspect you might be getting to the point, if you're doing 3 sources, you might be getting to the point where you have to load balance that a bit on another switch. Hey, what's going on? 10 Band Productions? The great form, thanks. Yeah, anytime. Do you mind turning down the background music? It's a little distracting and focus on the valuable discussion. Well, I've already turned down the background music twice now. I can turn it down, but it will fill the dead space if and when that ever happens. So the UDP stuff, Bursky, the UDP stuff is a little bit more it's just not, it's not as reliable, and you really, in my experience, you need something else on the network that's going to traffic the data, because you're relying strictly on the, I hate this framing, hang on one second, I gotta like get this to, okay, that looks better. So you have to get the you have to route the data, and I think with the UDP setup, I don't know entirely, but I think that it might be more advantageous to set it up with UDP on a DHCP and run something like Discovery Server and point everything at a specific IP on the network, and allow the packet traffic to be directed from Discovery Service. I just find that it's because UDP is a non-confirmation protocol, like it's just a unicast, throw it over the fence and hope that the right person gets it type of mentality. You really need something else on the network that will track that intentionally. And so you might experiment with Discovery Server. I have it here on mine, and I've played with UDP for the past couple of weeks now with our products, and it seems to be pretty stable as long as you're not trying to do too much like complexity. When you get to a level where you're sending this across campus or whatever, then you're going to be probably more tempted to do something like a layer 3 multicast network, and which is UDP, but it, you know, the network itself is doing the it's kind of like a traffic cop, you know, like where it's sending the packets where it needs to go, and the little bird dog units don't need to worry about that so much. So it might be an option as you expand out, but you might immediately consider something like a Discovery Service and see if that doesn't help quiet the packets, because they would all be going to one, they'll all be going to one routing table that's on the Discovery Server itself, and then the Discovery Server will, you know, make those make all those signals available to whatever it is that you're using, TriCaster or whatever. It might also help with the Dante stuff, because it would you'd stop getting the constant broadcasts that you get with UDP, and it would all be focused on one place. So Dante might have more room to move. I don't know though. How's it going, 10 Band? Thanks for joining us. I need to probably go through my downloads folder and delete all the network guides. I've got 10 of them apparently. Whoops-a-daisy. Where is it here? Not sort by date? Yeah, sort by name. Why is it still sorting by date? Bugsy, welcome back. How's it going? Thanks for hanging out. So what did you say yesterday? I didn't say anything yesterday. After you asked me what I changed, ended up, I got called for a meeting, lost the signal, couldn't get back up yesterday. This is a very vague statement. This was Tuesday we talked about this? I don't know, I'll have to watch the show again if you want me to regurgitate what it is that I said. Jog my memory. Using UDP only because I plan to go multicast, so I want to be stable UDP, but I can test the TCP2 until then. I know you've experienced with Ubiquiti stuff. Why on Ubiquiti switch I had the same issues as I had on the MikroTik, but enabling flow control helps only with MikroTik. Do you have network optimization on with the Ubiquiti stuff? Because that needs to be turned off. Ubiquiti calls it something else. And I had a guy out of Canada report to me that the new generation of Ubiquiti switches can't handle the NDI protocol at all. So that's quite the claim, and I'm going to have to investigate that, although I don't have my hands on the new ones. So, but he just said they're not reliable for any AV media. I thought that was very interesting. No, I don't have it on. Are these bird dog cameras that you have? Are all of your bandwidth restrictions set to 120? Don't leave them on 180 because sometimes you'll get this issue where you'll get frame stutters if they're left wide open like that. And it's not necessary. You don't need them to be wide open. There it is. Where's the second one? Alright, I'm going to delete all these network guides. I found all 10 of them. Gone. Yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant about the Unify stuff. What's going on? Ballin? Out in he's on YouTube. No, I'm actually over in Michigan. And I'm from Toronto. So I'm from Canada originally. Thanks for jumping on the YouTube channel. Appreciate that. The reason why I'm asking about the NDI sync was I think that after I enabled flow control on top of the UDP, I think I have 1 to 2 frame fluid sync issues, but I'm not sure. I'll have to test it more deeply. Thanks for getting bird.cloud stuff. Yep, you're welcome, Sherman. I had a RTC port I was going to ask you about, but I went and tested it, and now it works. Michigan is nice. Ballin' de Hobbit. I love that. Well done. Alrighty. I'd like to pass 32 channels of Dante audio to remote broadcast facilities to mix along with the video being delivered over the 3 P200s over cloud. I think right now you have to use a third party. I don't know if they're working on that or not. I know that... Well, that's not true. Hang on. There is an option in there. I just don't know. I just don't know if it's up and running yet. I'll check this out. Hang on. Yeah, man. Good luck with this. To stabilize it a bit, and especially with Microtech, like in my brain, Microtech falls in the same category as the Ubiquiti and the Netgear stuff. Mostly because I just haven't seen them in big installations, you know, like. But anyways, am I gonna buy the new Apple silicone products? I have no idea. I'm currently not in the market, but my laptop's aging, so potentially. Actually, my wife needs a laptop. That's probably what I should do. It's getting rave reviews for some reason, right? So I suspect that might be what's going that's on the horizon. But are all the big installs Cisco? No, I mean corporate installs. There's a lot of Cisco. Some Arista, some Mellanox, some. Actually, the new. Oh, on Tuesday, there's the enterprise versions of the Netgear stuff. So if you were with us on Tuesday, there was somebody pointed me to the M4250. Is that what it is? Yeah, the M4250 by Netgear is now a. Why isn't my Stream Deck working? Bring it loud. It claims to be perfect for NDI and Dante installs, which I thought was very interesting. I don't recommend this because I don't have my hands on it yet, so I'm not too sure if these claims are real. But that does mean Netgear is supporting NDI, which is exciting. So that's pretty cool. First of all, I need to build a proper desktop with Intel NIC and reserve PCI lanes for it. Then I can do proper testing. I think Apple are paying video creators to make. Oh, that's an interesting idea. It does seem to be overwhelmingly positive, and for the same price. I mean, one thing I do like about Apple is when they come out with upgrades, they don't increase the price by $200 or $300, so it's just like eventually constantly out of reach for the general population, you know. So like I have, it's not in here. I have an iPad Air, or I'm sorry, an iPad Pro with the second gen pencil, and it is great. And that price hasn't really changed very much since they first announced that 12-inch iPad. So pretty cool. I remember the first time my wife's doctor, when she was pregnant, had one, and she was taking notes on it, whatever. And I just thought that thing was ridiculously humongous. And now I use it like almost every day at work, which is hilarious. But it's when I can't stand being in this office any longer, I go downstairs and I work on my laptop and my iPad, and I try and close tickets down there. So I think only change we did was replace the brand new Mini and the brand new iMac. That's all we did. And the Mini didn't need to be reinstalled, the firmware Mini. Where are you, Bugsy? Netgear AV line? Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, oh, I didn't know this was a thing. Sounds fishy. I tried to show this as like a watch party, and this website didn't work. So we'll just have to check it out. The one thing I noticed here is this one is super shallow. See how small that is? It kind of looks like a Unify Pro 4 gateway. That's the depth. I don't dislike that, actually. That has good potential. Also, all the ports are on the back, so with the power. And it has 2 SFP Plus ports, which is what you need. So I'm kind of interested in that. We'll have to see. Alrighty, let's something's going on here with my. So yesterday I was on a service call with a guy out in Victoria, BC, and he was trying to figure out a way. He's got 3 P200s. Oh, hang on here. YouTube, Ballin says, I want to buy the 45 hard drive server case. Why do you need that many hard drives? Are you like building a NAS or something? So he's trying to do a 1-button push to recall presets. So I turned him on to Companion because I was like, well, this might be a way to do it. Companion. So I'm going to put this on my network and we can share this. Haven't figured out how to port it over to my actual Stream Deck though. Do I need to install something? More actions. Let's do this. Yeah! Install Companion. Install profiles. Yoink. Let's see if it was that easy. Companion rocks. Turn off the Stream Deck app. There it is. So this is edit profile. I want this to say, because I think I'm about to do this for install at a congregation. So I kind of want to know how to do this. Camera presets. It would be awesome to have this all coordinated like this. All right, cool. That's done. And now I need to fire up my P200, which is kind of sitting cold. All right, there we go. And let's bring this a wee bit closer. All right, so can you set them here? Like, can we edit these? Or do we have to set everything in Companion and then... I think you got to set it all in Companion. Okay, so here we go. Change network interface to my fiber network. Launch it. And hide that. All right, cool. Alrighty, so I can show you this now because I can show you the emulator, but I've only got I have the 15 button Stream Deck, which is cool. Universal Show Control is another great option with a nice web UI. Companion needs to take control of the Stream Deck and then you set everything in Companion. Okay, cool. All right, so that is what I am seeing here as well. All right, cool. So let's set up this button. Regular button. Let's do cam 1, preset 3. Let's show you this so you can see what I'm looking at. All right, so this is, if you're unfamiliar actually with Companion, here's kind of like a brief overview. Companion lets you set up, oh, it does it real time. That's awesome. So Companion lets you set up one push buttons that talk Sony Visca IP, which is what we talk on our P200s. Actually on all of our cameras. So what you have to do is you have to set up an instance, which is basically a device. We say add category, and we just search for Visca. We say Sony Visca, and then we call this like whatever you want. So cam 2. We got to put in the target IP address, so 192.168.1.13, and hit apply. So, and then it'll add it to our list here. This camera, edit. This needs to be cam 1 because this is Actually, yeah, okay. Okay, so then we can configure the buttons to do what we want them to do. And Stream Deck has several sizes, right? So you have the six button option. You have the 15 button option, and then you've got the big one that's like, how many is that? 32 buttons. So if, depending on whichever one you have, you can configure it to the appropriate size. Now I have the 15 button, so that means I have the page up and page down options here. And then all you got to do is click on this, the button that you want to configure, and say button type. We're going to say this is going to be cam 1 preset 4. Say add key, type in Visca. I'm sorry, add recall camera 1 preset, and I want this to be preset 4. And then same thing here, cam 1 recall preset. Let's do this again. Recall cam 1 recall preset. This is preset 3. So now all of these look the same, 2 and 1. And because I put in the IP address of the camera, they actually show up on my Stream Deck, and because it's all linked now. And now I can just click preset 1, and the light on my camera flashes and confirms that it's actually doing it. So my office is pretty messy, but let's do this. And let's jump into the camera NDI feed. Where are we? There it is. Okay, so here's the camera NDI feed. It's on preset 2 right now, so I'm going to press preset 1. And it does what I expect it to do. Preset 2. All right, preset 3. Preset 4. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So the guy that I was working with he's got 3 cameras, and he's going to get one of these little Stream Decks. So I was showing him this little setup, but initially, just to get him started, I showed him this emulator, which is actually the 32 button Stream Deck. And if you just click these buttons, the camera moves. So let me see if I can't show you that there. So if you click these buttons, it's just like it's like a free Stream Deck that you're using digitally, which is genius, because what he wants is when he's going to be using his 3 cameras, but for the most part, he wants to always be able to send the cameras with one button back to the first preset. So what he would do is go into here and say buttons, add button, regular, and this would be cam 2, pre 1, and then here we say recall, preset 1, and now he could just go down the line, right, and click, preset 1 on this one, preset 1 on this one, and just set them all up. So if you've got a whole bunch of presets, it's just a simple way to do to recall certain settings. So I think that's pretty cool. I haven't explored a whole lot of this beyond just recalling presets. Look at the preset tab next to the edit button tab. The preset next to the edit button tab. Presets. Available instance presets. Oh boy. Okay, hang on. Presets. Alright, I don't want preset 3 and 4, so let's do this. Pan tilt. Oh. That's cool. Presets. Camera 1. Recall preset. Lens. No way. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Yeah, okay. So this is pretty cool. And that's a lot faster than doing all this. Whoops. Camera 2. Preset recall. But this needs to actually say Add Bird Dog Visca as your instance. Yeah. Is it even on? It's not. I have to download that, right? Yeah. Because it's not here. But Visca is the instance, right? Companion tool says awesome, but I'm having trouble when I try and use it along with cam control open at the same time. I'm assuming that it's because you're using Visca IP and NDI controls at the same time. Does cam control use NDI, or am I misunderstanding? Same problem with vMix. Cam control crashes until I exit vMix or companion. So, cam control is, first of all, getting an overhaul, and lots of things are coming out with that. So on Friday, tomorrow at noon, there will be a webinar, and then potentially a chat here afterwards. So be sure you watch the webinar. So there's a lot of changes that are coming, and updates to cameras and whatever. So you'll want to stay tuned for that one. But essentially right now, the way that it is cam control is sending it's sending specific commands to the camera to change values, just like the web UI does. But things like the keyboard, they send incremental updates, so +1, -1 values. Okay, so things talk differently. Now I'm not 100% sure about vMix or TriCaster for that matter. But the way that we do it, we actually send commands to the camera multiple ways. So we're changing a lot of that. So I hate to like go into it with you for like 30 minutes and then it all changes tomorrow. But I can't actually say what's changing because they haven't briefed me yet. But I know there's a lot of changes coming. They've been working on it for like 2 months. So it's pretty exciting stuff. Gone deep down the companion other show control rabbit holes. Do you have any questions? Truthfully, 10 band, I would probably advise picking a control source and running with that. You know, if you want to use companion in this instance is running Sony Visca, and that's great. The cam control uses a combination of NDI because the NDI controls are based and built on the Visca commands. So there's additional stuff that's going along when you're using cam control because it's using the NDI protocol. But for the most part, everything is based on the Visca IP stuff. I wondered if no, that wouldn't work. So yeah, there's potential for conflict there. I don't see why it would crash the system because it's not like that, but anyway, I have to think about that. Why is this lettering so small? 14 point. Can I highlight them all? Nope. Interesting. Okay. Module Bird Dog Visca. Okay. Let's see. Whoops. Let's see what we got going on here. Is there not just like a module section for companion? We can just dump it in there. Where is it here? Here we go. Okay, that's not helpful. All right, so where do I install this? That's the next question. Yeah, the last time we did an update webinar, we were like announcing Dante. And we had people in the comments that are like, hey, when are you going to enable... Like, they were asking for additional features during an update broadcast. And I was like, I don't think that's the purpose of this webinar. The funny little way to show your excitement was for asking for more features. Well done. Alrighty. Bird dog. Initial comment. Okay, so that's just the legal information. So, do you know how to install this for Companion? Because it doesn't really give me any idea as to where this file structure is supposed to go. Come on. Oh, here. Type in the IP address of the... That's not a help folder. Okay, README. Companion module. See help and license. Good documentation. I can just Google it, I guess. There's always that. I'll wait until tomorrow. Looking forward to the updates. The problem that I have run into is that Visca and vMix or Companion don't have options for all of the white balance, color, etc. But really, all I need to do in Companion is pan, zoom, and flip presets. So I find myself flipping back and forth between. Wirecast, incidentally, doesn't seem to have this issue as it appears to be using native NDI control. Just trying to find the right mix-up tools at this point. Looking forward to seeing what's new. Yeah, me too. Yeah, well, we'll see. See what happens. I'm not too sure why there would be conflict between, different platforms. Obviously, they're all sending changes to the camera. We send, well, the keyboard sends UDP commands, so it doesn't actually wait for a confirmation. But there you go. Import modules. Is it in here? Oh yeah. Import configuration. Reset configuration. Hmm. Burnt. Oh wow. Oops. Ah. Didn't mean to do that. Hmm. That is very interesting. Kind of like this companion setup. Hmm. Oh, this is cool. So, why is that blue? This is going to be very helpful. Um, Very helpful indeed. Hmm. Presets. Lens. Okay. Exposure. I forget where to manually add. If you install the latest 2x, it should be in there. Oh, what version do I have? I'm running 2.1.0. Does not appear to be in here. Um, I only imagine that it's supposed to be on the in the root folder, right? You would think. Copy. You have to run the companion beta release to get the bird dog presets currently. Oh my goodness. So where can I do that? Not there. Never found a way to import modules into the companion. Okay, well that's good to know. Where is it here? So here's the companion app, or web UI. You would think it would be here, right? Import configurations? But nope. Apparently not. Settings. Support list. Yarn update on Pi, and it's loaded. Yeah, I guess. Oh, Pro Presenter's in here. What options do we have with Pro Presenter? Yeah, that's a shame. The cameras? They've got all these cameras in here already. PTZ Optics and Sony Visca. So do I have to download the beta? Is that what I'm understanding? What version am I running? 210. Don't blame us if these builds ruin your show. These are experimental. Fine. Oh, Bird Dog Visca there. Download. It's an EXE. Alright, let's close this. I got it. Let's have a look. Let's see what they have. This will be an interesting. Yoink. Run it. Okay, here we go. Come on. All right. 211. Launch. Delete. Delete. Oh boy. Make sure it's, oh, it's 13. Burr. Oh, none of these buttons exist anymore. Okay, so now presets. Recall preset. Presets. Up, down, left, right, back, lens, zoom in, zoom out. Here we go. Recall preset. Whoa. This should really be preset 1. Preset 2. Outside look. Outside at my roof. And my Christmas lights. Oh yeah. Alright, so preset 1. Alrighty. Okay, that's cool. Who put all this together? Oh. That's cool. This is supposed to be shutter. Shut up, shut down. Shut down means something else. Well, that's cool. Throw these in here. How do you know? How do you know what the value is, though? Oh my gosh. Okay, it's not so bad. It's pretty quick. Actually, I like that. It's good tactile control. Preset 1. Preset 2. That's pretty cool stuff. Well, thanks for turning me on to that. That's very interesting. And then we can do some additional pages, right? So page 2. These should all be preset 2. So get rid of these ones. Here, no, cancel. Just erase. So here, what other presets do we need? No. What is this? Pixera control. Wait until you get the web browser aspect and start using this with an iPad over an IP network. This control seems... Anyway, I think it feels more like... makes more sense. You want to use show control on a web app, I suggest the flexibility of the universal-control.com. Welcome to Universal Smart Solutions. Universal... What is it? I have more of a custom UI rather than a Stream Deck image. Software control all your devices and protocols of live shows and fixed installations. Intuitive and flexible, Universal adapts to your needs with an intuitive operating concept that you can set up and customize to show quickly. Easily create and adjust your individual user interfaces. Can they show me the user interface? Ooh. Yeah, that's cool. Preset 1. That's cool. An error has occurred. Please try again. What error has occurred? Oh, there it is. Okay, well, guys, I got a big pile of stuff I got to get through today, so I am going to sign off. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate that. Thanks for these cool little ideas. I'm going to play around with some of this stuff more. Lots to kind of go over and see what to do. I'm going to test this Stream Deck stuff out. I really need to have this down because I've got some an installation that's going to need something like this. So thanks so much. Appreciate it. We will see you on Tuesday. We might see you tomorrow after the webinar. I might just fire up this Twitch channel and we can talk about what we see. So check that out. I might push that onto Facebook if it's happening. You can check it out there. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks for chatting today. And we'll check you guys next week on Tuesday at least, and maybe tomorrow if you got time. So come hang out with us, and we will, we'll hang out a little bit. Take it easy, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.